How to control the prana is the one idea of pranayama. All these trainings and exercises are for that one end, and each man must begin where he stands, must learn how to control the things that are nearest to him. This body is the nearest thing to us, nearer than anything in the universe, and this mind is the nearest of all. The prana which is working this mind and body is the nearest to us of all the prana in the universe. This little wave of prana, which represents our own energies, mental and physical, is the nearest wave to us of all that infinite ocean of prana. And if we can succeed in controlling that little wave, that alone, then alone we can hope to control the whole of prana. Perfection is to be gained by the yogi who has done this, and no power in any more his master. He has become almost almighty, almost all knowing. We see sects in every country who have attempted this control of prana. In this country, there are mind healers, faith healers, spiritualists, Christian scientists, hypnotists, etc. And if we analyze these different groups, we shall find that the background of each is this control of the prana, whether they know it or no, or now. If we boil all their theories down, the residue will be the same. It is the one and same force they are manipulating. Only unknowingly they have stumbled on the discovery of a force and do not know its nature, but they are unconsciously using the same powers which the yogi uses and which come from prana. This prana is the vital force in every being, and the finest and highest action of prana is thought. This thought, again, as we say, is not all. There is always a shot of thought, which we call instinct or unconscious thought, the lowest plane of action. If a mosquito stings us without thinking, our hand will strike it automatically, instinctively. This is one expression of thought. All reflex actions of body belong to this plane of thought. There is then a still higher plane of thought, the conscious. I reason, I judge, I think, I see the pros and cons of certain things, yet that is not all. We know that reason is limited. There is only a certain extent to which reason can go. Beyond that, it cannot reach. The circle within which it runs is very, very limited indeed. Yet at the same time, we find facts rush into this circle, like the coming of comets. Certain things are coming into this circle, and it is certain they come from outside the limit, although our reason cannot go beyond the causes of the phenomena produ- protruding themselves in this small limit are outside of this limit. The reason and the intellect cannot reach them. But says the yogi, that is not all. The mind can exist on a still higher plane, the superconscious. When the mind has attained to the state which is called samadhi, perfect concentration, superconsciousness, it goes beyond the limits of reason and comes face to face with facts which no instinct or reason can ever know. All these manipulations of subtle forces of the body, the different manifestations of prana, if trained, give a push to the mind, and the mind goes up and up higher and becomes super conscious. And from that plane, it acts in this universe. There is one continuous mass on every plane of existence. Physically, this universe is one. There is no difference between the sun and you. The scientist will tell you it is only a fiction to say the contrary. There is no real difference between the table and me. The table is one point in the mass of matter, and I another point. Each form represents, as it were, one whirlpool in the infinite ocean of matter, and these are not constant, just as in a rushing stream there may be millions of whirlpools, and the water in each of these whirlpools is fresh every moment, turning round and round for a few seconds, and then passing out at the other end. So, this whole universe is one constantly changing mass of matter in which we are little whirlpools. A mass of matter enters them, goes round and round, and turns for a few years into the body of a man, becomes changed and gets whirled out in the form of maybe an animal. From that it rushes round to get after a few years into another whirlpool called a lump of mineral. It is a constant change, not one body is constant. There is no such thing as my body or your body except in words. It is one huge mass of matter. One point is called moon, another sun, another a man, another the earth, another a plant, another a mineral. Not one is constant, but everything is changing, matter eternally concreting and disintegrating. So it is with the mind. Matter is represented by either when the action of prana is most subtle, this very either in the finer state of vibration will represent the mind, and there it will be still one unbroken mass. If you can get to simply that subtle vibration, you will see and feel that the whole universe is composed of these subtle vibrations. Sometimes certain drugs have the power to take us, as it were, through our senses and bring us to that condition. Many of you may remember the celebrated experiment of Sir Humphrey Davy when the laughing gas overpowered him, and during the lecture he remained motionless, stupefied, and after that he said that the whole universe was made up of ideas. For the time being, as it were, the gross vibrations had ceased, and only the subtle vibrations, which he called the mind, were present to him. He could only see the subtle vibrations around him. Everything had become thought. The whole universe was an ocean of thought. He and everyone else had become little thought whirlpools.